Here's a surprising piece of history that most people have never come across. And with all the conversations happening this week around birthright citizenship, it's worth looking back at how this country has handled rules around citizenship before, because there's one chapter in our history that's pretty eye-opening, and it does involve American women. Back in 1907, Congress had passed what is called the Expiration Act. And in one section, it states that if an American woman married a non-citizen, she would automatically lose her U.S. citizenship and take on the nationality of her husband. On the other hand, American men had nothing happen to them if they chose to marry a woman that wasn't a citizen. Now, with this, there was no warning, no appeal, and most women didn't even know that this had happened to them. Within this law, there's one piece that most people don't know about. Women did have a way to regain their citizenship, and only if their husband went through a naturalization process. However, at that time, Asian immigrants were not allowed to become American citizens. So if a woman had married an Asian man, she simply had no pathway back to citizenship. So an Asian American woman who was a U.S. citizen by birth could find herself in this situation simply based on who she chose to marry. By 1922, this did somewhat become rectified. When women did get the right to vote, they passed the Cable Act in Congress. And for the first time, women were given the independent citizenship. And eventually, gaps were completely cleared up by 1931. However, it wasn't until 2014 when Senate passed a resolution formally acknowledging the women who were impacted by this law in 1907. If you enjoyed learning this piece of American history, go ahead and give me a follow, and I encourage you to share this post, tag somebody in it who needs to learn more about our shared American history.